One of the hardest things about content creation or whatever type of creation you're doing online is knowing the when. Like, when do I post this? Post your videos when you're experiencing these low vibrational emotions that you don't want to feel, right? That's a part of your subconscious program for that has been going on for as long as you can remember, right? If I'm not mistaken, you develop behavioral patterns at the age of 7. But I'd say this is when you make content, when you're experiencing, when you're in that flow state. I don't know if I'm the only one, but it's like I reach flow state when I'm in these emotions of like anger, a little bit of resentment, et cetera, et cetera. That's when like all my ideas come. Like my best videos came from when I was in a state of anger or resentment, or you know what I'm saying? Because life is gonna keep repeating itself until you get it. There was this quote I seen. It said, "Pain leaves when it's done teaching," and that's very true. It may not come back in the same way, but it's gonna come back around in different people, forms, things, etc., etc. The best way to make your content is when you're in that moment right there. That's the sweet spot, because as you make each video, you're doing something that's called shadow work, right? You're grasping the deep, dark sides of yourself, the subconscious program, the things that you were taught to be and not who you truly are. You're pulling that out and shedding light to it. And the YouTube could be a memory system of who you desire to be and not who you're taught to be. It's levels to that. That's very deep. Really understand me when I say that, and this is something that I'm practicing myself. And I'm like literally, as we speak, showing you guys the power of it. You gain more confidence. Confidence is just, you're familiar with it. Familiarize yourself with this stuff. It's your life. That's very powerful though. Build that memory system, because you gotta understand, we're only 5% consciousness. All this new information about shadow work and shedding light and being pure consciousness and all of that, you're only 5% consciousness. And most people don't get this information until they're like 30, 40. And by then, your amygdala, your prefrontal cortex, all of that has already developed. So it's harder to detach from those patterns the older you get. So it's best to learn them now, It's best to develop the habit of learning them. That's the blueprint, bro. That's the blueprint.